Someone is asking you a question right now, and it feels harmless. You'll probably answer without thinking. You might even feel polite for doing so. But what you don't realize is this. The question is not the danger. Your answer is. Because the moment certain information leaves you, it stops belonging to you. It begins to influence how you are treated through subtle shifts in respect, tone, expectations, and silent judgments that are never spoken. And the strange part is this. The person asking doesn't need bad intentions for that to happen. That is what makes it dangerous. People don't always ask to understand you. They ask to map you. And once that map is created, they stop reacting to you directly. They react to their version of you. There are 5 things that should never leave your control. No matter how casual the moment feels, how close the relationship is, or how harmless the question sounds. Because once they are spoken, they become leveraged. Every conversation has a hidden structure. On the surface, it is an exchange, questions, answers, reactions. But underneath, something more subtle happens. People are building a mental model of you. Not who you are, but who they believe you are based on what you reveal. Once that model forms, it starts shaping how they treat you automatically, without conscious effort. This is why 2 people can hear the same information and walk away with completely different impressions. It is not about truth being dangerous. It is about interpretation being uncontrollable. The moment something private is spoken, it enters environments you cannot manage. Other people's insecurity, other people's comparison, other people's assumptions, other people's memory distortion. After that, you are no longer being seen directly. You are being filtered. So the real power is not in what you say. It is in what you choose not to release. And there are 5 categories of information that consistently reduce control over how you are perceived, treated, and remembered. 1. Your next move. Every idea goes through a fragile stage before it becomes real. In that stage, it belongs only to you. It can evolve, fail privately, or change direction without consequence. But once you announce it, something irreversible happens. It becomes public property in other people's minds. And public ideas are never neutral. They are judged, compared, weakened by opinion before they are tested by reality. What most people miss is this. Speaking a goal creates a psychological illusion of progress. The mind reacts to intention as if it has already begun execution. So urgency drops. Focus weakens. Momentum slows. Quiet execution protects progress from external interference and internal deception. Because ideas don't collapse from failure. They collapse from exposure too early. And while your plans affect your future, the next point affects how people respond to you in real time. 2. Your weakness. Every person has emotional pressure points. Not dramatic weaknesses, but specific areas where judgment becomes unstable. Once someone knows yours, interaction changes immediately, not always through manipulation, but through adjustment. Conversations begin to shift. Certain topics are avoided. Certain tones become sharper. Certain reactions become predictable. Over time, you stop responding freely. You start reacting within patterns others can anticipate. That is the real shift, not manipulation, but predictability. And predictability reduces influence. Because people don't need to attack what they can already anticipate. They simply navigate around it. Protecting emotional vulnerability is not about hiding truth. It is about preserving flexibility in how you respond to the world. And once emotional control is affected, the next layer changes how people evaluate your value. 3. Your financial reality. Money changes perception faster than almost anything else. The moment people believe they understand your financial position, they begin adjusting expectations without saying a word. What you can handle, what you should contribute, what you should tolerate, what you should always manage easily. These assumptions form silently, and once they exist, they are difficult to reverse. Even neutrality becomes interpreted as refusal, because people don't respond to your reality. They respond to what they think your reality allows. Over time, money stops being private information and becomes a lens through which your entire behavior is judged. The less unnecessary detail you give, the fewer invisible expectations you create. And if money changes how people treat you, the next one changes how they remember you. 4. Your family struggles. Not every problem belongs in circulation. When personal struggles are shared too widely, something subtle happens. You stop being remembered for the situation and start being remembered for the pattern. People don't retain full stories. They retain summaries. Always dealing with something. Always complicated situations. Always instability around them. Those summaries become identity shortcuts. And identity shortcuts influence trust more than direct experience. There is another layer most people miss. Repeatedly revisiting a struggle can slowly shape how you define yourself. Not as an event, but as an identity. And once that happens, others begin responding to the identity, not the moment. Selective sharing is not suppression. It is control over how your life is interpreted over time. And the final point is the most deceptive, because it hides inside something positive. 5. Your good deeds. Good actions feel natural to share, but repeated explanation changes perception. The focus shifts from the action itself to the need to mention it. And when that shift happens, meaning begins to change. Kindness becomes expectation. Generosity becomes classification. Effort becomes assumed identity. There is also a quieter effect. External recognition slowly replaces internal satisfaction. So actions that should feel complete on their own begin to feel incomplete without acknowledgement. Over time, motivation shifts from impact to recognition. And once recognition becomes the reward, consistency becomes fragile. Quiet actions avoid this distortion because they remain anchored in intention, not response. Step back and look at all five: plans, weaknesses, finances, family struggles, good deeds. On the surface, they seem unrelated, but they all share one thing. They allow other people to define parts of your life without your control. And once a definition forms, it begins influencing future interactions more than the truth itself. This is not about secrecy. It is about timing. Some things are strong enough to be shared immediately. Others need time before exposure. And a few should only be shared once they are no longer vulnerable to interpretation. Because once people define something for you, you spend more time correcting perception than building progress. Before you leave, finish this sentence in the comments. I will stop revealing. Don't overthink it. Just complete it honestly. And if this video changed how you think about communication, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. Because next time, we go deeper into how people unknowingly expose themselves in everyday conversations without realizing the consequences. Stay sharp.